shoot.
It's a good way to start the class with laughter.
Oh shoot.
Okay, so you have your packet.
Yes, you want me to
Yeah.
fill out the first page?
So let me give you guys a brief introduction while you guys work on that. So today's class is going to be a little bit different than what we've done before. This class is, before everything was worried about skills development and making sure you do your job right. This class is different because this is just about you. So if you never have a chance to be selfish while you're on the job, today, now is your chance to be selfish. This class is for you. It's designed and it's maintained to help you take care of and give you better tools and tips and techniques to take care of yourself, especially as caregivers. At least in my experience, and if anyone's ever experienced this as well, let me know, but our job is stressful. Would you agree?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It only takes 8 hours of a shift to find out that it's stressful. Even the training that we do can be kind of stressful, especially if it's new experiences that we've never come across. It's like, whoa, how do you handle this? How do you deal with this? What do you do when this occurs, right?
I didn't
So-
think the training was stressful.
You didn't think it was stressful?
So
Good.
when you tried to sit me down, then I about, yeah.
When we practice the transfers?
Yeah, that was.
And that can be a little bit stressful. It's maybe not stressful, it could be a little bit scary, unnerving.
Yeah.
But we do those activities that may be stressful and they may be unnerving because we have to consider we're doing these things when we perform with the individuals. We're helping them move to the bathroom. We're helping them move from place to place. We're assisting them with bed baths. We're assisting them washing their hair or doing whatever we're doing. At the same token, we have to consider how would we like this if this was occurring to us? What would our experience be if we were the ones receiving care, right? So with that concept in mind, in our hearts and our purpose, we want to take that and think, well, what are we doing to take care of ourselves? Because a lot of times we're so busy doing, giving, that we don't have time to reflect and see how we're doing ourselves and how we're taking care of ourselves. So again, this class is chiefly to give you guys some ideas, to prompt you to start working on yourself, to take care of yourself in a new way and a better way. If you have ideas, suggestions, comments, questions, concerns, feel free to share them. Now, I will ask that if you are going to share a story that we respect HIPAA laws, don't use a client's name, say I have a client or this or that, if that is the case. But ideally, we probably won't get too much into that. But if that is the case, you do mention client, always please respect the HIPAA laws, okay? And we're trying to maintain and uphold the integrity and dignity of our clients. So, we're gonna have some fun, I think. So, just a quick background with me. I know you all know who I am, but it's just a matter of process. Andrew, I've been here getting close to 3 years now, and in 2 months it'll be 3 years. And I started off as a CNA, then I went to school, and I got my bachelor's degree in psychology. And I took a lot of that practice and the CNA skills and I kind of married them together to see what I could come up with and create. Because when I went in and I started taking care of people, I feel that I was not adequately prepared. Within the first month, I had individuals pass on me. When they died, I was not ready for that. 2 people died in the same room one night. I had to do aftercare on those individuals. And when that happened, my emotional state went, nope, can't deal with this. And I took a step back. And that's when I began to separate myself from the work that I was doing. And I didn't realize that till now, looking back, that I had pulled away. But when you're dealing with death, and when you're dealing with the struggles of individuals, when you're dealing with being overworked and poorly staffed, and you are not having the opportunities seemingly to breathe and relax because you have other obligations, your stress level is rising. And if you don't have the skills and the practice to take care of yourself through stress relaxation techniques or stress reduction techniques or even breathing exercises, some of the things that we're going to talk about today, if you don't have those skills in place, when you go into a job or a career like this, when those emotional situations get you all stressed out, you're on edge all the time. And I realized when I was working, I became so on edge that my relationships were crumbling, that my partnerships at work were not so well, I would be envious of the people on the day shift because they had much more staff, and me working on a midnight shift, it seemed like, oh my goodness. And then you can show up whenever you want. You know, those are other issues. But those issues we can't separate because that's part of our job experience. When we're working with others, we have to take them into consideration as well. So what I want to start with today is this general questionnaire on the front. It's a caregiver self-assessment. How are you? So I see you've already gone through this. So let me ask, are you surprised with your score? Is it high for you? What do you think?
Depends on how you grade it.
I don't know this. Yeah, I don't know what the score is.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you look at the score and we add it up, and this on the back it tells you how to add it up. Okay.
Reverse score questions 5 and 15. What?
So for 5 and 15,
5.
5 is have you felt useful and needed. And I put yes. You don't even put no?
so if you put yes, so what we're doing is we're adding these up. So if you put yes, you'd put -1. Does that make sense?
Oh.
Because
Okay,
it's a,
so this is a 1. So is that, well, so then what's a no? A 2 or minus?
Or +1.
a no would be a 0. So if we add these up, so I had trouble. The first question, had trouble keeping my mind on what I was doing. Yes or no?
Both.
If,
We just no, I'm
That's
not
okay.
kidding. We just established this, that
I have
I
a no.
could-
What do I put?
if you have no, that would be a 0 points. If you have yes, that would be a 1 point.
Okay.
Well,
you
can I have
show us
half a
how to split
point?
this.
Okay. And then if you go all the way down to 5, if you have a yes, that would be -1.
oh, got it. Why? Why is that bad?
Because feeling useful and feeling needed
Yeah.
is a buffer against stress. Okay? Because if you feel useful, if you feel needed, that's going to help you continue what you're doing. That's going to reduce your stress. Because we always want to feel needed and wanted, right?
So the negative score is a good score?
A negative score is a good score.
Okay.
Oh.
That makes more sense.
So if
now.
we go to
I was
15?
aiming for high.
No, that's good. So being satisfied with support my family has given me. So this is again an external support. So if it's yes, that's going to be a -1.
Again, I did yes and no. Can I have half points on that?
Well, I would always go on the side of if it's
I have
it's a no,
double
then-
checker.
a double check.
That's the only one. Yeah, I'm the only one.
Number 3.
Number 3. So having difficulty making decisions, yes or no. So if you have a yes, just give that as a yes. That's going to be a 1
A
point.
good thing? Okay.
Well, it's going to be 1 point. We're going to add up because we want to. Yeah. It's going to be. There's going to be difficult decisions you have to make, but the difference is, are you struggling with even making the decision? Are you struggling even going to the point where you have to say weigh out your pros and cons? So if you have even difficulty with that, then that would be a yeah. That's a positive.
Personal things, yes. Work-related things, no.
Okay.
That's why I checked
so
both.
So again, this class is for you. Yeah, we're worried about work. We're taking care of work, but we're also, again, this is you and this is your personal life because you can't separate your personal life from your work life.
Okay,
Even though
so-
everyone says leave your work at home, what do? We do emotional labor. We take care of people's lives. We have their hearts in our hands. So we can't separate our emotional selves from our physical work that we do.
Okay, so I'm not even going to count that one because it contradicts itself.
That's okay.
Okay.
Okay, so if we go down to 17 on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not stressful, 10 being extremely stressful,
Yeah, 3.
rate your
I got
level
9.
of stress. 9?
Oh no,
Okay.
I got a 1 on that, and then I got 3 yeses. I don't know, 3 on this. I don't know.
Okay, and then on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being very healthy and 10 being very ill, please rate your current health.
I put a 1 because I have to say I got divorced
I got
in
2.
August, and I've lost 60 pounds since August. I'm doing a heck of a lot better than I was doing this time last year. I'm so excited.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent, that's great.
So I put a 1 because I'm so proud of
Well,
myself.
there you go. I
And
would
then
be
I
proud.
ate like this stupid devil Easter egg thing that was nothing but frosting and cake last night.
That's great.
But it's okay. It was just the 1,
It is okay. It is okay.
entitled.
and I didn't eat the whole thing.
So you go in, get your scores and you find out, what's going on with you. If we're experiencing really high numbers, then we got to consider what's going on with us. Are we really high up there? Are we lower up there?
Okay, so yeah.
Do we add 17 and 18 to that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So, 11.
Alright.
You might want to see that.
I got 5.
You might want to
Total
see-
score?
Yeah.
Is your how could you get 5 as your total score if you have 9 for question 17?
Oh, you have to add those.
Oh, I have to add that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Well,
god.
then I got 5.
Okay.
Yeah, you might just want to skip down here to see a doctor. I was doing it for you. I'll be your support group. Wow, Margarita Monday.
Alright. Oh my god.
It is Good Friday. So.
I said Monday, Margarita Monday.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What about Tequila Tuesday?
Oh my goodness.
We'll get there.
We'll
Okay.
get there.
It's Whiskey Wednesday.
Alright.
Oh boy.
Alright, so what's
So you got
Oh,
your
give me
scores
time, I'll
totaled
get
up.
there. Turkey Thursday. You like wild turkey?
Have you?
Fireball Friday.
Alright, sweet.
Alright.
So there's one method of appropriating your situation.
I was
Um,
just,
We're just joking.
No, that's okay.
Saturday
Liquid courage is never a
morning.
problem. In moderation. So we got our scores. You know, this is just a personal thing. You know, if you're looking at these scores and they're high, that's giving. We're looking to bring your awareness to some of these situations. Okay, so now we have our caregiver self-assessment. What I want to do is go to the next page. More numbers. I know. So this is the life change index scale. It's a stress test. Okay, and basically what you're going to do, you see on the bottom there's directions. If an event that's listed on here has occurred in your life or is expected to occur in the near future, put the number under my score. If a situation on there has happened multiple times, you would multiply that score. So say, hopefully not, because we're all, you know, background check and bonded and licensed, that you haven't had any jail time, but if you had jail time or you're expecting jail time coming soon, multiple times, you would multiply the scores. If you also go through this and you notice on there, you know, death of a close friend, if you're very close to a pet, you know, pets are our friends. Pets are sometimes family. So say you had a dog and a cat pass away, you know, you would multiply that score. So
Sex difficulties is really on here?
Oh, wow.
Is this like
Okay.
within the last year?
yeah,
Or
within the
like-
past year that's occurred.
Can we not? Okay, we're done with this. I'm done.
Yeah, can we just skip that one?
Yeah, that one. I'm not doing that one.
This is for you. You don't have to share anything.
Okay.
This is,
That makes it a lot more better.
Wait, I'd rather do the jail term.
so again, this is a
Thought about it.
index and inventory to see kind of what's going on in your life.
That's a difficulty. No, wait.
What difficulties you've had in the past, what's coming up. And the reason why we're adding these scores up and we're trying to find out what these scores are is because research is taking a look, and when they do studies with these numbers and these charts,
No marital reconciliation.
they will give a significant indicator as to who is going to become ill.
The past year, what month is this? No, I didn't choose. Nope. Now, what if it's for the better? If this one says change the number of arguments with spouse, well, that's changed. I'll have a bit more.
Then you can put 0.
Okay.
What if you have multiple in like a day?
Then you would multiply that.
You would want to put like
Oh,
just
okay.
put infinity.
I love how Christmas
I
approaching
can't
is
talk
on
right
here.
now without them.
Yeah,
Is that
Christmas
a bar
approaching
or
is a good one because Christmas time comes around,
Huh?
holiday sweep up.
Yeah.
A lot of people turn into stress factories when that occurs.
The one that's giving you
Both.
stress. Ooh. Yeah, you might want to multiply that by like 4.
No, he told me to multiply it by how many arguments I've had so far.
Yeah, but if you're talking about
They're both.
that's what I'm saying.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. No, 9. What's 35 times 9?
I couldn't tell you.
I have a calculator. Hold on. What is it?
Okay.
35 times 9?
Yep.
Yeah, feel free to use your calculator. This will be the only time I tell you to bring out your phones if you need
Oh,
Oh, okay.
oh my God. She needs a support group, and I will be her support group.
Alright.
What did we say? Whiskey Wednesday?
Yeah. Wait, no, we have to do Wild Turkey Thursday because I have to work Monday,
Oh,
Tuesday, Wednesday.
okay.
some. Drink responsibly.
We do.
We do. We're gonna put you on speed dial for our DD.
It's a long drive.
Why? You don't know where we'll be.
Yeah, we could be just on the road. You never know.
Yeah. I know
So
lots of
long
bars
drive.
all over. Oh my God, those are.
Okay, so as you guys are starting to tally up your scores, what we're going to take a look at is seeing what your total number is. So if you're less than 150, the likeliness of an illness occurring in the near future is about 30%.
Oh my
Okay.
Oh my God.
If we're getting up there from 150 to just under 300, we're about 50% likely to experience some form of illness. And then if we're up 300 and higher, you're about 80% likely to sustain some form of major illness. Now, the major illness can be something from your susceptibility to getting a cold that doesn't heal quite quickly, or in some situations, it could turn into something worse. You know, stomach problems, gastrointestinal problems, individuals who have
I need your calculator.
acid buildup in their tummies and they can't digest their food properly, or whatever it is. There's a number of different things that can occur. The illness in general is,
Nope,
you know,
nope, that's not it.
declined health.
It's right next to it.
Yep.
And I know this is kind of gloom and doom and negative, but that's okay. I'm gonna highlight the negative, and so we can accentuate the positive. We had one lady who had a score of over 700.
Oh, is she okay?
She's okay now, but over the past year, it's been very difficult for her. And we have to realize that, you know, our score is our score, but the people around us, they might be walking with a whole threshold that we don't even understand. So if your score is high, yeah, it's going to bring some relevancy. Well, what's going on in my life that is stressing out? You know, see what can you change, or what can you change your response to? Okay, because some of the things, obviously, if you had a spouse pass or your parent pass, you can't change that. You can't bring them back to life. At least we don't have that ability yet, right?
Frankenstein does.
Frankenstein does, but I don't know that a good doctor.
His name's
But what we can do is respond to our stresses in a different way. Learn to create new healthy habits to
I'm
respond.
Like up there with you.
Are you serious? Really?
Yeah.
I don't feel bad now.
Shoot. I
Misery
got,
loves company.
Come on, I got 460.
You're 15 under me.
Alright, that's it. We gotta get the support group going. I'm gonna write it down.
So,
My calendar.
For
I'm gonna
your
make one
interest,
for support
this
group.
might be.
Alright.
It's an old. This is the journal article.
Okay.
Since if you're interested in that, but so this is older research. We have new forms, but I like this because it's kind of a very exhaustive list of things that can happen in our
Alright,
lives.
so what happens at 460? Likeliness of illness in near future.
Or about 475.
Yeah, 300.
So
less.
anything higher than 300, you're looking at 80% likelihood.
What does illness include?
Haha.
Exactly.
My sinus infection, right?
It could be.
Okay.
It could be. It could be. It could be the healing time. If you're okay, so we all have energy, right? We have a certain state of energy,
No.
and if our energy is being poured into dealing with stress,
So I've had a headache the past 2 days?
it probably is.
Oh, I hate
Your
those
your
stress
your
induced
ability
headaches.
to respond
Okay.
to life situation is not going to be as adequate. Your ability to respond to illnesses is not going to be as quick of a recovery because your energy is being spent somewhere else. I can empathize with that because I used to have chronic headaches, chronic migraine. I would pop
I have chronic. I
Pop.
suffer from migraines.
popping them pills all the time just to deal with headaches. Excedrin were like Tic Tacs for me.
I
Okay.
have, I'm on prescription naproxen.
I can understand. I can empathize with that.
Oh, yeah.
So
prescription dose naproxen because they don't get them wide over the counter.
That's terrible. You don't believe won't help?
No.
so we got our
Ginger.
scores. Ginger.
Ginger helps. I get really bad
I drink
migraines.
ginger ale. Does that work?
There's probably not enough in it, but
Not
like
enough.
just ground ginger.
I'll try it.
Yeah.
I've gotten really bad migraines.
That's a really good
Yeah.
option.
Huh.
What worked for me was biofeedback. So if you don't know what that is, write that down. And do some research for that. Basically, biofeedback is kind of, in a way, it's when you realize you're having a headache, it's drawing your attention and focus on where the headache is,
Yeah.
and just really focusing in on where it is, and trying to just imagine, like, if you could imagine breathing into that area where the stress is, trying to imagine that you're creating space in that area. So that's a kind of a very general term of biofeedback. It really helped me.
Does it help for all headache, for like even the sinus one?
Mm-hmm.
Because what happens is like before I left, I took the Advil migraine because what happens is like it starts out as sinus, but by the end of the night it will be like a full blown migraine,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, that's
Not fun.
no.
No.
And
No.
then I tell the kids, "Okay, feed yourselves. I'm done." Go to bed. Then I
Okay.
wake up and the kitchen is
So let me ask. Did the scores you got kind of surprise you?
yes.
Not really.
Not really.
Mine did.
Not really. I've had a
Okay.
really bad week.
Oh well, you know there
This
are
is not
good
the
weeks
week
and there are
we take
bad
that
weeks.
test.
This is not the week for me to
But I had
take
a
this.
good.
So
I mean,
so hopefully now that you see this negative thing that didn't surprise you, we can maybe surprise you with our resilience score. So on the next page, what we're going to take a look at is our ability to bounce back. Resilience is our ability to bounce back. Okay. So something happens to our life. How are we going to respond to the situation?
apparently we're gonna pop our head.
That works. So we're going to score these. 1 as we disagree, 7 as we agree. So if we look, the first one is when I make plans, I follow through with them.
Okay, now what if the other party does not?
Yeah.
Well, we're just looking with you, your plans.
Okay.
Okay.
I am friends with myself, but people look at me like I'm crazy when I talk to myself.
I do the same thing.
Good
At
conversation.
least I don't talk to spiders though.
Shut up.
It's alright, I talk to crickets.
Oh, see, well, I bet you don't have the same conversations though.
Yes, I do.
Oh, well, good. Really?
Yes.
Crickets?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
They freak
Don't
me
kill
out.
them, it's bad luck.
I just run away.
Oh, well, alright then.
My brother does too. He doesn't like crickets.
They freak me out.
They freak him out too. I always thought it was very funny and hilarious.
It's not.
Well, laughter is in the belly of the beholder.
I can get through difficult times.
Depends on what things, so what would I put?
What are you talking about? Where are you?
Number 9.
Number 9. I feel I can handle many things. And well, I don't know.
It depends on what it is.
Not this situation. Another try another one.
Okay.
Okay.
Answer it how you feel, you know. Because
No, not this situation.
and that's some of the difficulty
I'll put it
with
fine.
some of these scales is you can't. Well, what things in particular are you referring to? I can't really answer that because everyone's life situation is a little bit different. But at the general, can you handle many things at a time?
Pretty much. Yeah. That's why I put a 5.
Well, good. There you go.
Yeah, like doing the damn dishes. Heartburn. Oh. I'm just a hot mess today. I meant my headache, my heartburn. I did shower though.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I don't want to be sitting in some mistakes.
No, I don't. I smell pretty. I haven't washed my hair.
Smell like cotton candy.
I don't know about that. I said pretty, not for
Flowers. There you
me.
Laughter is very good for reducing stress.
I know. That's why
So
I'm
I'm-
in this class right now.
That's great. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here.
I'm so happy to see you. I missed you.
Let it go.
Shut up. Let it go. I'll play that song. I'll play that song. I don't think anybody else would like it though.
No, I was talking about you with the wig. Walking in the room.
Don't you got a thing to do? I don't know what she's talking about.
Yes, you do.
I do.
I don't judge.
Good.
You would.
How you doing, Sharon?
I'm
sorry.
Oh boy.
Feeling you.
I like number
So, what do you
25.
think? You score.
Number 25.
Probably.
Oh. Yeah. That's
Surprising.
You said not surprising?
No. I feel like it's lower than it would have been a few years ago, but
Yeah. Well, how's that? Is that surprising to you, or is that like that it's lower?
well, it's not surprising, but I guess
No, you gotta add like 21.
Kind of.
You gotta add up to 175.
Wait, what?
attribute
7 times 8.
to what has caused it.
Oh,
So
Okay. Yeah. So if you took that, say, the life skill index a couple years ago, do you think that would have been higher or lower?
I think it would have been. Wait,
The stress index, yeah. Would that have been higher or lower?
this would have been lower.
Okay. So your resilience was better when it was lower?
Yeah.
Oh
maybe,
yeah, I
I
know
guess.
6 times 9. 54.
Trying to think.
20.
Okay, let me look at it before you give me the number. 3.
My resilience is higher.
Oh man.
Ouch. I think that's a good thing. I
That's
don't
what
know.
you get for laughing at me.
Yeah, resilience is your ability to bounce back from stressful situations. So yeah, your situation of stress may be high, but as long as you have a higher resilience, your ability to bounce back from that stress is a protective factor.
Okay, so is
You're
143
pretty good.
Well, what does it say at the bottom?
Mid-range.
I'm
Pretty
average.
good.
Mid-range, that's good. That's good. You know, if you added them up and your scores were like 59, I'd be a little bit worried. But that's good that we have higher resilience scores. People going through major depressions and severe anxiety issues, their resilience score is low because they feel like the world is not in their control and they feel very isolated and alone. And a lot of their feelings are going to be very, very closed off. They feel like they can't laugh. They feel like, oh, they can't even make friends with themselves, let alone other people. You know, they feel like there's nothing, there's no meaning in life. When that happens, it's hard to look past oneself. But again, we want to look in, then we look out, right? Okay, so looking in, if you want to flip to the next page, we're going to talk about how stress affects our physical self. So, let me ask you, when you get stressed out, what happens to you? So
Headache.
headaches,
Anger.
Very angry.
angry,
Much.
anger. I'm gonna do all caps on anger.
Thanks.
Okay.
You throwing things? Okay. That's
See, I'm the thrower.
I get quiet,
quiet. Okay.
and they know as soon as I get quiet.
Quiet rage.
Oh yeah,
Scary. Anything else?
because I'll look at you with a smile and think. Oh.
Well, I have that too.
Okay.
But feel like I'll do the quiet, and then I go to the anger, and then I throw shit stuff.
Oh no! See me, I'm the type where I'll be, you'll make me mad, and then I'll sit on one and say, yeah. Anyway, because it's going on, and I'll be sitting there, you'll make me mad, and I'll be like,
Oh yeah, you're one of those evil ones.
oh yeah, my brother made me mad, so
What
I put
happens when you get
firecrackers in
stressed
his
out,
shoes.
Sharon?
Did you like that?
Yeah,
One of my
Put his feet
sugars
in
goes
there?
out.
No,
Your
Oh.
sugar.
Yeah.
Sugar level changes.
I lit him underneath his bed and cut
Ooh, I get hot because my adrenaline goes. I get hot. Like I get
Overheat.
hot.
Okay.
Yeah. My face will turn red, and like my neck turns red. It looks like the Incredible Hulk, only going red. Like yeah, and I get hot.
Anything else? What's you
I start crying when I'm
crying?
Oh yeah.
What did you say?
Ability not to think straight.
Ah, losing focus.
That's when
I'm
you know
never
I'm
a
really
rational thinker though.
That's when you know I'm really, really mad, is when I start crying.
Oh, and then it makes me even madder because
Because
you're
you're
like, are you okay?
Yes,
I'm
I'm fine!
like, I'm
So
not crying because I'm upset. I'm crying because I'm trying not to punch you.
I'm gonna say yelling,
Yeah.
Screaming.
screaming.
Walking away.
I black out sometimes if I get really
I've done that
mad.
once. I've only
So
done that
blackout.
once.
That's pretty serious.
But that's like when like it's almost fist fight, like blackout.
See, I was.
Well, hopefully we're not gonna get to that level.
No.
I only did that once, and that's because I was at work and my ex-husband showed up at my house when my daughter was there by herself, and he was throwing things at her, and I couldn't get there, and I couldn't get the police on the phone fast enough, so I just, I had my best friend on this phone, I had him on this phone, and she said the stuff that was coming out of my mouth, I scared her, and I said, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I only did that. It was the only time I'd ever done that. It was very scary because I had no control. I didn't even know what
Yeah, but that's your
I was
kid,
saying or what I was doing, but it was once like I calmed down and she was telling me, I was very scary and I'm like, oh my god, yeah.
Wow. So okay, so we have kind of a general like reaction: headaches, anger, quietness, overheating, throwing things, red face, flushed. So does anyone grind their teeth?
My daughter does.
Okay.
She's a
My
grinder,
boys do.
and and then because I'll be like, stop gritting your teeth at me, and then that'll make me madder. She's like, I'm not. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah,
I don't
she
know
does that.
what you called it, like doing the whole.
Biting your lip? Are you a lip biter?
No, I do this.
You just make a funny face. I am laughing. I'm like, are you okay?
So
No,
so
when you start saying stuff, that's when I'm like, really, like, okay.
so it's putting people off. It's a defense.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying. So you kind of become a little bit defensive. So we want to understand, well, why are these things happening? Okay, because all these things are happening for a specific reason. So we're going to dig into the sheet right here and see what's going on. So the sheet on the top says stress perceived from external or internal stimuli. So something's prompting a stress. So if it's external, what's an example of an external stress?
Kids,
Kids,
job,
You don't
job.
want to know right now.
I don't want to know right now. That's good
personal
enough.
situation.
Personal
Couple-
situations.
Apparently, sex difficulties according to that other page.
That could be.
I'm just saying.
And that could be external or
I
internal.
think that was a man. No offense, but I think that was a male question. I don't know.
Not saying anything. Internal stimuli. What about an internal? Something that stresses you out internally.
If you're sick,
Sickness.
my
Absolutely.
stress, my stress. See?
Your sinuses.
Yep. There you go.
Uh-huh.
Oh, man.
If you have a headache, that's going to stress you out even more, right?
Like
Because you can't even
chemo.
focus. Okay. So once we have our first stressful situation, our body goes into that classic fight,
Or flight.
flight, freeze, or fall down. Okay. There's all sorts of different things that can occur. So what's going?
You okay?
I just thought it's so
She's
good.
okay.
Okay.
Somebody said fall down.
She's okay.
Well, yeah, some people, when they get so stressed out, they'll
We're not talking about
pass
the
out.
Wednesday, okay?
No, I'm talking about. Look, there's a video on YouTube that says planking.
Never mind, keep going.
Okay.
I'm worried with the class.
Okay, so what's going on in our brain? So basically, the stressful situation occurs. We've become aware of it, and then our brain has this thing called the hypothalamus, and the hypothalamus is the thermostat, okay? And it controls a lot of your hormones and regulation. It controls your body temperature. It controls a number of different processes, okay? So, example, if I had a thermostat and I turned it way up, what would happen?
It's hot in
The
here.
threshold, it would get really hot in here. If you turn it way down,
It'll be cold in here.
okay, so what do we try to keep it? At that nice
The
happy
middle.
medium. Okay, so our bodies naturally do that as well. So what happens is we get this message sent to the hypothalamus, and then when that stress goes on, it sends some signals down to the pituitary gland, and the pituitary gland then sends some signals down to your adrenal glands. When it goes down to your adrenal glands, this is when it's kicking in. Does anyone know?
What? I'm lost. I'm at the hypothalamus. Okay, where's my
I know
adrenal
it.
gland? Is it,
Okay, so your adrenal glands are right above your kidneys.
oh, right here, these ones?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
So sugar goes to my muscles.
So your adrenal glands release adrenaline, and cortisol,
Oh.
glucocorticoids in your system.
That's
So
why I throw things. I
That
like
could be
I'm
why
an
you throw
adrenaline
things.
junkie.
That-
I am, and that could be why.
would you say that an adrenaline junkie, it's an addiction? Maybe a little
Yeah.
bit. Okay.
Is it bad if I say yes?
And it's not bad if you say yes.
I don't know how to answer that.
It's not bad if you say yes.
Because I like the okay, yes. Right
Okay.
now my adrenaline's
So
a little
that's-
low 'cause she's
Now I want you to take that. I want you to think about that for a minute because we're going to look at this process. So what we know is when we have this stressful situation, cortisol spikes up and it prepares our body to react. When we have that adrenaline, we have our heart pumping. We feel a little bit of anger. We close off our visual field. We have the flush. We sometimes get quiet. We can't focus quite properly, but it seems like our focus narrows a little bit. We get kind of tunnel vision when we're really heightened stressed out. No?
Nope.
Not for you?
Nope.
Some people may experience that.
My mom does.
Oh, well, there you go.
She passed out sometimes.
That's scary. So when people's stress levels are all the way up in the air, all the way up in the air, all the way up in the air, your body's getting used to that chemical flooding, your chemical flooding. And like everything, when you get that chemical flooding, certain chemical reactions are going on, right? So you get angry, you react. You get angry, you react. You get angry, you react. The more you do that, the easier it's going to be for you to become angry. When you become stressed, when you become stressed, you're releasing those chemicals. The more likely you are to become stressed because your body likes this state of high energy, high energy, high energy, high energy.
Yes.
And then when you're in recovery mode, you have these people who look for drama because they're so addicted to those stress hormones.
Okay, now wait. I don't do the drama, but I have noticed. Oh, no, I don't do drama. My
No, that's
13-year-old's
what I'm
in the
talking
drama.
about.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah. But I have noticed that in the winter is when I get really, really agitated and really, really stressed because I can't go outside and ride the four-wheeler. I can't go outside and ride my bike, my motorcycle.
Absolutely.
I can't go outside and do all the things that I do to raise my adrenaline. So I do get very stressed in the winter because I get that. I am like the definition of cabin fever. By the time Christmas rolls around, I'm ready to just bite everybody's head off. I hate it. I hate winter. But then like as soon as the weather breaks, like these last couple weeks, I've been outside. I've been on the four-wheeler. I've been mudding. I've been
Mudding?
and I am such a country girl and it's
No,
funny.
they're the only person that I've known that actually likes doing that
Oh,
too.
it's so fun. I love it. But see, and I'm very, because my adrenaline, I get that adrenaline. Like my daughter, she spilled tea all over my carpet. And I was
Seriously,
like, whatever,
seriously.
just put a towel on it. I don't
Seriously,
care.
since I moved up here, I haven't found another person that actually likes doing that.
Oh,
Well,
I
that's
love getting dirty. I love waiting. I'm
That's
I can
That's
such
good.
not a
say
girl.
something right
So-
now.
Oh, I love it.
When we have the stress going through our system, what's going on? Do you feel your heart race a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love
So
that.
so let's think about why is your heart racing?
Because your adrenaline's pumping.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
you're-
Yes.
You're
Absolutely.
flooding it. You're chemically flooding
What's
your
the
body.
point of that though?
It feels good.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
natural high. Like
Okay.
it
Does
feels
it pumping
good.
more adrenaline throughout your body?
Okay. Yeah. But why is it doing that? I mean, what's the point of that?
Like it likes energy?
Body likes energy, but
Yeah.
well, let's get at this. Why is that process going on? Remember, fight, freeze, fall down.
Yeah.
So if say a tiger was to suddenly come in the room, right? That natural reaction is a good thing because it can either get us out of the room, we can play possum, fall over.
I say
We
we
can-
just tag team it.
I
That's-
was trying to set it. I ain't gonna lie.
Like I said, tag team and hold it down. It's nice.
Right, there you go.
Nice.
There's a number of reactions, a number of responses, right? Nowadays we're not so worried about tigers and coming into the rooms, and that's not a natural danger. What do we have to deal with in our job that stresses out and triggers our systems?
People falling.
Excellent. Okay, that's it. People falling is an excellent one. That's the one I heard. I don't know if someone says something different. People falling. You're on the job. Your client's aggressive. They may be biting you or yelling at you. Hallucinations can be scary. Okay. If individuals are having night terrors, they wake up in the middle of the night. Yeah, that can be very scary. Or if you're doing an overnight shift and you're with your client and they keep waking up every 2 hours and you're worried about them falling, you're not getting sleep, so your system's pumping. It's pumping to prepare your body to react and respond. And it's good that it does that. And it's good that it always does that, because could you imagine if that tiger came in the room and your body's like,
You'd be dinner.
right, you'd be there
Yeah.
before you could react. So that process is so automatic, okay? And I want to highlight that it's automatic because, again, we don't realize the difference between the tiger and those cars that zoom right past us and the semis that try and cut us off on the highway traffic, right? Our body's reacting, we're squeezing the steering, and road rage kicks in, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. We get the anger, we get this passionate rage that fills us. Okay, that's normal, that's okay. Okay, we just have to recognize when those things are going on, and once we recognize, then we have the opportunity to change, right?
So okay, but what about people like me, like the adrenaline junkies that you say it's an addiction?
Well, if you notice that it's an addiction, you need to find it.
It's the first step of recovery.
Thank you, that was great. And
I ain't hurt nobody, all right?
that was great. No, I'm not saying that you are, but what you said is that, and correct me if I'm wrong. What I think you said was that it tends to show up when you can't engage in those activities that
Yes,
help
in the
feel
winter
better.
I get cabin fever and I get very cranky.
Okay, so then you have to learn to find out when that's going on and how to appropriately respond to those situations and how to manage your stress in those
I
situations.
guess we could learn to snowboard.
That's a great idea.
That'd be fun.
Skiing.
Yeah,
That's
those are
what
great
we're
ideas.
doing.
Sledding doesn't really, it's not.
Oh, very
Find a
steep
steep
hill.
Oh, that's it.
That might do it.
So it's important to understand what's going on. When all these things are going on, your sympathetic nervous system is kicking in. You're sympathetic, okay? And it's causing your body to release sugar. It's causing your heart to beat really fast so you get the blood to the muscles so you can move, When you're trying to maintain this balance. But when you take your energy and you put it somewhere, you're taking it from somewhere else, right? Okay, so let's go and flip the page.
Okay.
On the left-hand side, again, this is the sympathetic division. This is the arousal state. So when that tiger comes in the room, you become aroused. Your body gets ready, and it gets ready to act, okay? So if we look down here, there's different areas and different functions that occur in our body. So we see with our eyes, when the tiger comes in the room, our eyes are going to dilate. Our salivation is going to decrease, okay? Your skin is going to perspire. Why is your skin going to perspire?
You're sweating.
Yeah, why?
I don't know.
What's the point of
Because
sweating?
you're nervous?
To cool you down.
To cool you down. So it's going to cool you
I
down.
never understood that in science class.
What?
You sweat when you're hot to cool down, but damn, I don't. Hot.
It moisturizes your skin that way it doesn't overheat.
Oh,
That's a good
I understand that better. Okay.
Okay, so what about respiration? Your breathing's going to increase. Why is it important?
Huh?
Why is it important to breathe?
So you don't die.
Duh.
Okay, you need more oxygen, okay? Because if your heart's beating faster, you're going to need more oxygen. What does the heart do?
So
Pumps
like,
blood
Celery.
through the body. What do the lungs do?
breathe.
Breathe.
Innervate the blood with oxygen.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Your heart's accelerating. Your digestion slows down or stops. Why? Why is your digestion important to slow down or stop?
Say and poop while you're skiing.
Yeah, but
I'm serious. You don't want to be out there doing it and you have an accident.
Well, we will.
That's embarrassing.
It's a fair enough situation, but
Right?
we want to
No.
think about this. Your digestion is going to slow down and stop because digesting my food in this 40-foot train of organs is not as important when there's a tiger coming after me, right? I can divert that energy
Priorities.
exactly. Your body is prioritizing. That's exactly it. That's great.
Okay.
So again, I already mentioned your adrenal glands. You're secreting the stress hormones, the cortisol, glucocorticoids, and your immune system is going to be reduced. So when you're stressed out, your immune system goes down.
Oh, so this is just when you're stressed. This has nothing to do with the adrenaline pumping.
No, this has
Secrete
everything
stress
to do with your
hormones.
stress.
So you're
It's the
telling
next
me.
one.
So you're telling me that every time I go out and I do something that excites me, I'm reducing my immune system
A little
functions?
bit. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow,
That's so
you really need to stop.
I do. I'm gonna end up sick.
Right.
But that's no fun. Then I get bored.
Well,
I like to
Life
read,
sucks,
but I
honey.
can get. Well, you know that.
I do know that right now.
okay. So this is
I need a support group.
This
now.
is very important to understand because especially one thing that we need to realize is that when we're really stressed out, our bodies are not digesting food. So if our digestion's not occurring, we can't get the nutrients we need from the food that we eat. Right?
right.
If we can't get the nutrients that we need, our body can't repair itself. It can't restore its function. So if we're chronically stressed, if we're stressed out all the time, we're spending all our time trying to even recover and we can't even get to our baseline.
Is that why, like, since I've been so stressed, like the past, 2 weeks, I really haven't been eating that much?
And that can be a reaction as well. Because your body's slowing that process down, stopping it. So it's going to say, well, I don't need to eat as much food because it's not doing that. But it could be the opposite. Other individuals might just eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. Because if you're not absorbing the nutrients properly, you're gonna try and get more and more and more and more. Because your body's not effectively pulling it out. Now, another thing that's important to note, serotonin. Has anyone ever heard that? I'm sure you've all heard some kind of commercial about taking a pill and
Yeah.
Okay, so serotonin, 5-HT, is a chemical that has to do with mood and appetite and a number of different things, and it helps you maintain balance. Okay, people who take SSRIs, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, that helps with depression. Okay, well, serotonin is created in your digestive system, in your intestinal system. Okay, so if we think about this for one moment, if that system slows down or stops, our production of serotonin stops, what's going to happen to our mood? It's going to be a little bit more chaotic and flippant and up and down. Okay? So we have to think that a lot of these things that are occurring, they're so interconnected. Okay? So on the flip side, when we are calm, what's going on?
Everything works right.
Everything works right. Our salivation is increasing, our skin dries, our respiration decreases, our heart slows down, our digestion is just fine. We decrease the secretion of stress hormones, and our immune system is much better.
Okay, sorry, I have a question.
All right. Mm-hmm.
And it's not about this page.
Okay.
Turn the page. What is that?
That little drawing.
I know who drew it.
I did.
It's beautiful.
No, thanks.
I
So
actually have a question, but doesn't,
absolutely.
okay, so getting your heart racing, like running can be a stress reliever,
Mm-hmm.
but doesn't that cause your digestion to slow down because your heart starts beating faster and all that?
That's
Or
such a great question. Such a great
Doesn't that
question.
go with the adrenaline thing though?
It can be, but we have to think of what we're thinking about is. So, that's a really good question. That's a really good question. I like that.
Stumped you.
She did. She did. Can you please write that down,
sure.
please? That's so great.
Well, because now when you're running, your
When-
adrenaline's going because your heartbeat's racing.
Right.
And they tell you to get your heart racing because it's a good form of exercise, which I do. I lose weight in the summer
Mhm,
because I do all that crazy stuff. But when I read this, you tell me it's bad for me.
No, well, it can be bad for you if you're chronically stressed. If you're chronically stressed and you're not digesting your food and your immune system's reduced, okay, and you have no healthy outlets, that's not good. You're not
No,
finding
I'm
a
talking about the
balance.
adrenaline thing.
Right.
Not this. No, I'm not stressed when I do all this, but all this still happens
Mm-hmm.
when I'm out doing fun.
Right.
You know.
Well, when you're out doing fun, you're finding that balance, and you're letting out stress when you're doing that things. You're activating your nervous system, but you're
Right.
letting out stress, right?
Oh, okay.
Okay. This is, and I think that's how I want to answer that question. Is like
Okay.
with running, that's a healthy. You're
It's a healthy
releasing
There's
energy.
there's different
Right.
kinds of stress though. There's healthy stress and then there's good stress.
Right.
So what we would do, like the running and the adrenaline stuff, is a healthy stress.
It's a healthy stress. Yeah.
What she's doing is a bad stress.
I'm not going to point any fingers.
Hey, that's what you get for telling me that was my first step to recovery.
Oh my goodness.
Admitting you have a problem is the first step.
So that's a
I have a problem. You don't come with
really
me.
Good question.
That's my problem.
Okay, so yeah, let me stop here and ask, is there any questions up to this point?
No, I think I figured out. So I can still do what I'm doing. I'm not.
You
gonna-
can still do what you're doing,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
Shut
Okay,
up.
so the next page is going to be kind of a little bit more morbid and depressing. This is how stress, when it starts, and then it gets all to that point where you're at severely stressed out. So this is when that life index score, when you're up at the 400, 500, 600, 700 scores, and your resilience scores are really low, and you're not bouncing back, and you're all the way up here with your stress levels, okay? So if we look on the left, phase 1 warning, can someone read that for me?
Early warning signs are often more emotional than physical and may take a year or more before they are noticeable.
So you've been dealing with these low levels of stress for almost a year. So what are some of these signs and symptoms? A little bit of anxiety, a little depression, boredom, apathy, emotional fatigue. How do you deal with these? Recovery? Well, we talk about them. Take a vacation if possible. Making changes. Spontaneity. Our humans, we love spontaneity and variety. Taking time for yourself. So, say it's gone past stage 1. It's been a year or more that you're stressed and you're not dealing with whatever it is, or maybe you can't alter it. Maybe you're taking care of someone, okay, and it's an extended period of time. It goes into phase 2, mild symptoms. Could someone read that for me?
Warning signs have progressed and intensified. Over a 6 to 18 month period, physical signs may also be evident.
So now it's not just some emotional and I don't want to engage. Now it can get a little bit more intense. Sleep disturbances. Okay, that's something we didn't mention before. When we're stressed out, some people can't sleep.
I don't
They toss
sleep
and turn.
anyway, so that's normal.
Oh, I sleep no matter what.
That's
Like-
great. Muscle aches,
I don't sleep.
more frequent headaches, okay? Colds, you're becoming sick more often because your immune system's weakened. Intensified physical and emotional fatigue. You get worn out much easier. Because again, your body's spending so much energy in other areas that when you go to exercise or you go to have emotional situations and release those things, it's just, you're worn out. Okay? So withdrawal, yeah, because you don't want to engage. Irritability, intensified depression. So what do we do to make a recovery step? More aggressive lifestyle changes, maybe short-term counseling, create a balance in work, home, and community life. Figuring out talking to someone. So now we're to the next level. It's lasted a year, 2 years. It's getting deeper. Now we're entrenched in this cumulative stress. So what's this? Someone read that for me?
This phase occurs when the above phases continue to be ignored. It's a deeper impact for when family life and personal well-being.
Right. So it's going to impact our caring. It's going to impact our family. It's more than just me now. It's starting to affect definitely my
Everybody.
relationships with other people. Okay. So what is this going to cause? Increased use of drugs or alcohol, heightened depression, physical, emotional fatigue. Again, we're getting higher. Loss of sex drive,
Crying
sleeplessness, marital discord, crying spells. Intense anxiety, and some of that anxiety comes and it's like, where is this coming from? And people are so uptight, right? Rigid thinking, it has to be this way. I'm committed to being right, right? So withdrawal, restlessness, ulcers, okay? Stress ulcers can be very big. If you're chronically stressed you can get the H. pylori, little bacteria in your stomach, to suddenly kick in and start drilling holes in your stomach line, so you'll have ulcers. So what do we do now? How do we recover?
Get divorced.
Get divorced.
That could be an option.
No, I'm like reading all this, and this is how it started. And then this third one, the loss of the sex drive, the sleepiness, the anxiety, I smoked more, I drank more, but I was refusing to get divorced because damn it, I was going to prove to my parents I could do this. And then finally I just said, I'm done. And as soon as I said, okay, I'm done, like it just, all of it went away.
Wow.
Like it just, so that's why I think you think it's funny, but I got divorced.
No,
and it
thanks for
was-
sharing. Yeah, that's where you're getting serious help. Medical or psychological professionals can help at this time. Sometimes medications can help, or a divorce if that's the situation. So phase 4, severe symptoms. What is this going on?
This phase is often considered self-destructive and tends to occur after 5 to 10 years of continued stress. Oh, I wasn't doing that. I quit after 3. I did. I couldn't do it. I didn't like all of this going on in here.
Well, if you had let that continue, some of your signs and symptoms could have been your career ended prematurely, asthma,
My
heart
asthma
conditions.
did get worse.
Yeah?
Yep, my asthma got worse.
No, because that was because you were smoking though.
Because I, yep.
Right, they're very related. Heart conditions, okay. Severe depression, lowered self-esteem or self-confidence, because if you're so stressed out,
Yep.
you don't feel any good. Inability to perform your job. If you're so stressed out and you're so anxious, you can't focus on what you're doing. Your job performance is going to go down. Withdrawal, muscle tremors, uncontrolled anger, grief, rage. Some of your emotions just go on autopilot, and it's like you're just going through the motions, but you're not really there.
Well,
Right.
but sometimes they would just come out and I like,
Explosions?
wouldn't know where they would get. Yeah, like it was bad. Like uncontrolled.
Yeah,
anger.
all
It
of a
was-
sudden you're all nice and sweet, and then that something happens, you're like, "Arr!" Oh.
Yeah,
No, I would just be
exactly.
sitting there
Exactly.
and he would look at me. Like I would be sitting there and he would look at me and he'd be like, "Okay, I'm going to bed," and he would come to kiss me and I'm like, "Ugh." Like
touch
time
me.
tonight.
I'm in that mood
Which
right
can
now.
cause suicidal or homicidal thinking,
Oh,
right? So extreme chronic fatigue, and again, the overreaction to minor things, like you were just saying.
Yeah.
Agitation,
Yes.
frequent accidents, carelessness, memory deficits, and paranoia.
Wow, I'm in section 4.
No, you're not.
So
Yes.
you're going to need significant
Yeah.
interventions.
Thanks.
And again, this is kind of what this class is today. We're going to help you at least get to the higher level, or is it higher level? Lower level? Take down a level, ideally. So this bottom paragraph is very, very interesting. So it talks about chronic stress and how it accelerates learning and memory impairments and increases the risk of Alzheimer's disease. Okay? So although chronic or entrenched cumulative stress is known to be linked with memory or other neurological disorders, little is known about the relationship between chronic stress and the onset of Alzheimer's disease. So in Korea, they investigated the long-term effects of stress and how it affected cognitive abilities and changes in mice. And so they found that chronic immobilization stress accelerated cognitive impairments. So also the numbers and densities of vascular and extracellular deposits containing amyloid beta plaque, remember beta amyloid that we talked in the Alzheimer's class, and protein fragments, the tau protein fragments, so these pathological markers of Alzheimer's were significantly elevated, especially in the hippocampus. And what was the hippocampus, if we remember?
The school.
The what?
Oh my god.
The school? What are you
Yes.
talking about?
The hippocampus.
It's
I
in
call
the
it
middle of the
hippocampus.
brain thingy.
It's in the
Right.
brain.
It's like that little, it's some,
Are the message centers?
Yeah,
the
you're
message
right,
center.
you're right. I know what you're trying to say.
Message
That thing
center.
that goes like that.
It has to do with the memory.
Yes,
Short-term
yes,
memory?
the memory.
You got it. That's right. So that's pretty crazy. So even in this, what they did with these mice is they would put like a cheese block out here, and they would put them in a maze to go get the cheese, but they would block them so they couldn't go get the cheese. And that is stressful to them. They would not let them go and solve these puzzles.
Oh my god.
So over time, you just think about it. If you have goals you want to attain, and there's stuff that's blocking you, and you can't see the way to get over your goals and around the obstacles, that's stress. That's stress. That's stress. That's
Yes.
stress.